Good morning, friends. Everybody doing okay? Have a couple of questions for you. Have you ever had a question about something, but you were too shy or embarrassed to ask it out loud? Yeah, I see some heads nodding. Have you ever been told you ask too many questions? Sounds like some grown-ups have said that to some children before. Yeah, well, we ask questions because they help us understand, right? We ask questions so we can learn. Well, the Bible story today tells us about someone who had some questions, and his name is Thomas. Now, last week we celebrated Easter, and that's when we celebrated that Jesus had died and God made him alive again. So when that happened, the Bible tells us that at some point Jesus appeared to his friends, the disciples. But Thomas wasn't there when this happened. So later, they told Thomas about when Jesus appeared. They said, "We have seen Jesus. He is alive." What do you think Thomas did? What do you think he said to them?
How is he alive again?
How is he alive again? Yeah, that's an excellent question. I bet he asked. Yeah. How did he come back to life? I wonder if he thought, are you guys lying to me? What? How is he here? So you understand that Thomas would have had some questions to ask. Do you have another one? Yes. Where did he come from? All excellent questions. So Thomas said, it doesn't list in the Bible all the questions that he might have asked, but it does say, in order for me to believe what you're telling me, I'm going to have to see it for myself. I'm going to have to see this before I can believe. And then the Bible tells us that a little bit later, Jesus appeared to the disciples again, and Thomas was with them this time. And Jesus looked at Thomas and said, "Thomas, it really is me." And he said, "Come here, you can even touch me. You can touch my hands." If we touch something, we know that it's real, right? Yeah, we can feel it. So Thomas touched Jesus. Jesus wasn't upset or mad or angry at Thomas for not believing, for having questions. He welcomed that. He said, "Come here, Thomas, I'll show you. This really is real. I really am here." Now, this story reminds me that it's okay to ask questions. Sometimes I've had grown-ups tell me that at church, they're kind of embarrassed to ask questions because they think somebody might think that they should already know the answer. But it's okay to ask questions. All these people here, we seek to learn together about God. And if we ask each other questions and we work out some answers together, we dig in the Bible to find out, we can help each other grow closer to God. So when you have questions about God or Jesus or how all of this works, you can ask your parents, your grandparents, all these people out here. Pastor Danny even has some good answers sometimes. And you can ask me. We'll all figure it out together. But this is a safe place for wondering. Y'all wonder with me all the time. So we can wonder and ask questions so we can understand a little bit more and believe a little bit more. Are y'all willing to do that with me, to just keep on asking questions? Yeah. All right, let's close our time together with a prayer. Y'all repeat after me, please. Dear God, thank you for loving us, even when we have questions. Help us to be brave enough to ask, and help us trust that you are always with us. And all of God's children say, amen.